Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis. I'm here with Yanzi Lin, 20-year comic book veteran, mainly DC Comics. Maybe you know me from a little bit of Earth 1 Superman, but today is a day I'm here to tell you, have you ever been hurt by a Snyder bro? Chances are it was just a bot. This just in, they have found out Zack Snyder, obviously a fraud, a big old fraud. The Snyder bros. Where you at, bro? Where you at, Snyder bro? Can you Snyder bro much? Now, this is a mob of people. If you're not in the know, please look down below. We talk about it on this here channel. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. A Snyder bro is a guy that indefensibly tells you that the Snyder DC movies are great, not just good, but great, and you just don't know what you're talking about. And then they harass you online until you go, I guess it's okay. I guess it's all right for Superman to break people's necks. I guess it's okay, Martha. That's the whole pivotal point of the movie, that they share the same mother's name. I guess that's good. I guess Flash running around with garbage tied to him looks all right. He's aerodynamic, I guess. But let's get into it.
Hey, honey, speaking of Snyder Bros, do you remember how they were harassing you when you were saying, yeah, no, Zack Snyder totally took from my Earth 1 comic book and used
All
it
right,
for Man
all
of
right.
Steel?
Well, it was on the back of the book. Superman Earth 1 premiered the name, Man of Steel as the movie because David Goyer had a quote. So the first printing of the name of Zack Snyder's Superman movie, oddly enough, was not thanked in the credits by Zack Snyder. So people think I have an axe to grind because of it. Why? Because a lot of people are like, well, he obviously pulled from your movie. And I was pulled from the movie. I have proof. I was paid by DC Comics after the DVD came out because obviously he did pull from the movie. So a little hush money. But look, it's just his character. He's a POS. He's a piece of shit. And then that's it. And what would a piece of shit do is try to leverage the internet and build a fan base that doesn't really exist, championing, jockeying for him to get more everything with his movies. So let's break it down. What has been discovered?
Well, Rolling Stone released this article just hours ago saying exclusive. Bots and other inauthentic users helped fuel the fan-led campaign for Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut release, according to a Warner Media report. So if you look at the Rolling Stone article, it says that there were two reports, it seems, done. It was commissioned by Warner Media. At least 13% of the accounts that took part in the conversation about the Snyder Cut were deemed fake, well above the 3 to 5% that cyber experts say they typically see on any trending topic. So that's like 3 times the average. And another firm said they spotted inauthentic activity coming from the Snyderverse community. Another one said that the for Snyderverse.com domain was at one point registered to a person who ran a now defunct ad agency which promoted the ability to bring cheap instant avatar traffic to your website. So,
oh my God. All right. So why this is important and why this is, you're going to go, okay, so he faked some fans. What does that mean, Shane? Well, it means Hollywood doesn't really know what they're doing. You have to understand most of Hollywood stuff is kind of tested with people in different demographics to see what they think. And then they'll either embellish a scene or embellish a character or extend a scene or maybe even alter the ending of a movie or just flat out do reshoots because it tests so low. So for Hollywood, and keep in mind, Hollywood is really leaning on social media. First, understand that they really lean on GIFs, any type of trailer reactions. Certain people get premiere information to talk about a movie trailer or hype it up or whatever. So the fact that there's a bunch of people, whether they're fake or not, that doesn't matter from my point here. Hollywood just hears these voices and they're like, oh, there's money. And they thought there was some money there so many times that after Man of Steel movie and then Superman versus Batman Dawn of Justice, that they went to the well on one movie twice, and that would be the Justice League film. A movie got 2 swings. How many movies in your lifetime? Just ask yourself, guys in the audience, ladies, little children. How many times have you seen a movie remade with the same cast? Get 2 swings. Not often. That's how much Warner Brothers was fooled. And a lot of this led to the bankruptcy of Warner Brothers to the point, they sold themselves to AT&T. AT&T buys it and they're like, oh my God, all these Snyder bros. What if we just did it right? What if we did right by him? And look, Snyder did have a tragedy in his home life. It would get brought up time to time. He got another swing at it. By AT&T bought into it. They bid into that apple and they gave in, and nobody really gave a F. It went to HBO Max and it become extended like 4 hours. Now the movie originally was supposed to be 2 hours. Now this starts to bring in a lot of questions though, right? Like, because why is there all these like little heartbeat rhythms in the Snyderverse, or I don't know, complications with cast members such as like Ray Fisher, right?
Yeah, every time they needed to get a bit more air into the whole Snyderverse thing, Ray Fisher would suddenly have an accusation or something. So what this did cost Warner Brothers eventually, though, it cost them more than $100 million, and Rolling Stones wasn't polite about this, to re-release a movie that had already bombed years earlier.
I want to pin that for a second. What's important about that debt is AT&T had to sell off Warner Brothers at a loss for what they bought it just to get rid of this. Not now, you have to understand, you're going to say, yeah, but this is just one little drop in the bucket for them. This Snyder Bro cut was the headliner for HBO Max. This was the reason to sign up for HBO Max. AT&T put everything and the kitchen sink into HBO Max. Obviously, the return was not great that they had to sell off the company. They had bought into debt and they're selling it off at a loss to Discovery. Discovery didn't buy it. AT&T did when it was up for sale by Warner Brothers. So this is important. This debt that Snyder basically is accumulated off the backs of these iconic superheroes totally fumbled the ball going head to head, toe to toe with the MCU and attacking fans by using bots. And what I mean by fans, somebody has an opinion that Superman's too dark. Oh, here comes the Snyder Bros to stomp you out and bully you from your opinion on social media. Notice they would come in waves, and it usually would take a day or two. On some of our videos, we actually would talk about maybe Scott Snyder in the video, which is a DC Comics writer. We would get Snyder Bros in the comments because they don't know, the bots can't tell the difference between Zack Snyder and Scott Snyder.
All right, so let's look at how Zack Snyder has actually been pretty toxic actually in the film community. So in spring of 2020, he repeatedly demanded the names of two producers, which is Jeff Johns and John Burke, both of which have charges of racism leveraged against them, I guess, from Ray Fisher, to be removed from his Justice League recut.
What's important about that is you can never not prove you're a racist. Like, you can't unprove you're a racist. Once you're accused of being a racist, you're forever a racist.
Mm-hmm. And in June, he allegedly confronted an executive and issued a threat: "I will destroy them on social media." So he's basically, at this point, he's telling himself, yeah, I have the abilities to do things on social media. So what else did he do? Apparently, he hired a digital marketing firm to juice fan engagement in 2016, when Batman vs. Superman was savaged by critics. And of course, Snyder's like, no, it's not real. Now, see, that's an interesting thing. I'm looking here down in the comments, and I don't really see the Snyder Bros yet. So maybe because Zack Snyder is now running in with Netflix instead, he doesn't feel a need to pay for a Snyder Bro army anymore, I guess. After all, even though bot farms are cheap because you hire them from outside the country, which is why the report also says, yes, we noticed a lot of the inauthentic. That's why the reports also said we noticed a lot of the inauthentic activities coming in from remote and unusual countries, basically not USA users.
But here's the thing: the reason the Snyder Bros are dormant for him right now, and he probably got a really big, nice Netflix deal, to be honest, is he's got these dogs on the chain, and Netflix knows whatever you want, Mr. Snyder. How many movies you want? Sure, let's do 1 million of them. Let's just release them back to back. How many hours do you want them? Absolutely. Does the movie make sense? It doesn't matter. I mean, he basically has a blank check because Netflix sees the beating that a company in the studio got by not wanting to play ball with Snyder. So absolutely, of course, we've not seen Snyder Bros because Netflix basically probably tossed him a checkbook.
I don't know. It seems like it's pretty evil, right? You leverage all these people trying to ruin people's lives. Like here, after 4 months of a fan siege targeting Johns and Brooks, they were quietly removed from the credits. Like, oh, that's nice. So people actually put their sweat and tears into a project, and because a bunch of bots screamed for their hits, you give them their hits. That's how they're gonna react now.
Well, this is what's so sad about it. Jeff Johns ham-fisted, in my opinion, Cyborg into the JLA. Cyborg was a Teen Titans character. The idea and the concept of a JLA story revolving around Cyborg being kind of the backbone of the team didn't exist before Jeff Johns. So what does this piece of shit Zack Snyder do? Come along, yank his idea, he's involved in the movie, and then attack the guy who's originally it was his idea to do this with. And why would you do that? Because you feel creatively threatened by that person, because it actually is their idea. And the most you're doing, Snyder, is embellishing somebody else's idea. Now, everybody thinks he's a fucking genius. My opinions is he's only as good as the source material he works from. And if he can stay on course with said source material. Again, 300, followed the book to a T, worked out great. Watchmen, you kind of messed with the ending there, but some people liked it anyways. Worked out great. His other movies, not working out so great. Why? Because his source material is a muddy soup. And this is a guy I can personally tell you, because I wasn't credited, even though I have released documents showing DC Comics paying me, does not like giving credit where credit's due to the people who did it, who did the original content that he's yanking from. Now, here we are today. And he's just a big bully. That's the end of it, right? This is a bully who manufactures success by using the internet. And I kind of want to say it's a little genius of him, right? Let's go get some bots. The studios are easily manipulated. This is a guy that understands how to manipulate studios because he understands. He's seen his movie being tested, and he saw what a lot of us saw, that Hollywood is more and more leaning to what the internet tells them to do and not do. This is how we get woke movies and woke characters, because it allowed us voices out there are SJWs. So he kind of used that tactic against them. The fault of this isn't really Snyder. I'm going to give him this. It's really not his fault. It's really the studios and the way they have no confidence or any type of vision in doing anything, that they're a kite in the wind, letting whatever herd or crowd tell them what to make.
I think at the end of the day, when you look at this, is that Snyder, we have to give you props. You did mention weaponize a bot army and some very enthusiastic fanboys, and use them to get you what, $100 million reshoot worth, I guess, for something that you claim was already done and then reshoots, but still you need reshoots. But anyway, yeah. And congratulations on the Netflix deal. You obviously did it. Great for you.
Yeah.
Can you just leave DC Comics alone now and just stop touching comic books, basically? Because people are saying, oh, he was a gift to the Watchmen. It's like, no, you idiot. If it went for the Watchmen, he wouldn't be able to make the Watchmen movie. Get it? And they were like, nope, no, he's a god. He made Watchmen great. It's like, wow. There's no arguing with bots, basically.
Yeah. That's the truth. So rest assured, Snyder Bros are bots. But what isn't a bot? Inglorious Rex, we are moving on up to $270,000. This is our second Indiegogo campaign. I'll leave you guys with the trailer for Inglorious Rex. Do know this campaign is probably coming down next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So I'll leave you guys with the trailer, and we will catch you guys again with another video. See ya.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me.